In the quiet town of Leola, Pennsylvania, a shocking tragedy unfolded that would shake the community to its core. 6 family members were brutally murdered in their own home by one of their own. Jesse D. Wise Jr. lived with his grandparents in a multi-generational home. His parents were deceased, hence is why he moved with his grandparents. Jesse shared the house with his grandmother, 2 aunts, and several younger relatives. The family had only recently moved into the large white house with green shutters, relocating from a nearby town. Other reports traced their roots back to New York, specifically Brooklyn. At the time, the grandfather worked in New York, and when he couldn't reach his family, he grew worried and called a friend to check on the household. In April of 2006, a shocking tragedy unfolded inside a quiet Pennsylvania home. The Wise family, who had only recently settled into the house, became the victims of a brutal mass killing that stunned the community. Inside the basement, police discovered 6 bodies, each wrapped in sheets and blankets. The victims spanned 3 generations: a 64-year-old grandmother, 2 aunts, aged 45 and 30, and 3 young cousins, just 19, 17, and 5 years old. Autopsy reports revealed a horrifying split in the manner of death. 3 of the victims had been strangled, while the other 3 suffered devastating blunt force trauma. Investigators also uncovered what appeared to be improvised weapons: 2 17-inch metal rods wrapped with cloth hidden inside of a guitar case. The scene told a story of unimaginable violence, but it would take time for detectives to understand why it happened and who was responsible. The grandfather started to worry when he couldn't reach the family, so he asked a friend to stop by and check on the house. That friend walked into a horrific scene and immediately called the police. Not long after, Jesse D. Wise Jr. was arrested and charged with 6 counts of criminal homicide. By the summer of 2007, the case had reached its grim conclusion. In June of that year, 21-year-old Jesse D. Wise Jr. stood before the court and pleaded guilty to all 6 murders. With that plea, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite the brutality of the crime, investigators were never able to pinpoint a clear motive. Reports at the time suggested mental health struggles and depression may have played a role, but nothing definitive ever emerged. In the aftermath of the killings, Wise's behavior only deepened the sense of horror. According to news coverage, he used money taken from the victims, went on a shopping spree, and even spent time with his girlfriend, all while the bodies of his relatives were hidden in the basement of their home. Wise had been arrested just days after the murders in mid-2006. Police say he quickly confessed, admitted to killing his grandmother, aunts, and young cousins before attempting to conceal the crime. The case closed with a life sentence, but the questions surrounding what drove him to commit such an unthinkable act remain unanswered to this day. The case shocked the community not just because of its brutality, but because it came from within the family itself. Experts have speculated about mental health, family tension, and impulsive rage, but the true motive remains a mystery. How could one person commit such an unthinkable act against those closest to him? The tragedy of the Wise family serves as a chilling reminder that even in the quietest communities, the darkness can lurk within. 6 lives lost, a family forever shattered, and a community left searching for answers that may never come. Before we close this story, it's important to remember that behind every tragedy there are warning signs, struggles, and pain that often go unseen. Mental health challenges can affect anyone, regardless of age, background, or upbringing. And while they never excuse violence, awareness, early intervention, and support can make a life-changing difference. If you or someone you know is dealing with depression, overwhelming thoughts, or mental health crisis, you're not alone. Help is available 24/7. In the United States, you can call or text 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.